Welcome back to the new episode of CMake, episode number 5, in which I'm gonna tell you about CMake source file. So, how the CMake source file looks like, and the CMakeLists.txt file which I was talking about. So, I will be explaining you a bit more about it, how the CMake list.txt file or CMake source file works, and how the statements we add in that file, how they work. So let's get started. Let's jump directly into the source file and see how the things go, how the things work. So let's get started. Okay guys, so here we are on our IDE. I'm using C-line for this purpose because C-line is more tailored toward and it's good for C++ and C++. So right now I'm using C++ project to show you how the CMakes work. So let's start. Uh, I'm just creating a simple project. Let's create on desktop. We can say CMake source file. Okay. I have you choosing language standard to C++14. So let's create. So we have our new project ready, cline ready. The project, it will generate a default CMake source file for us. So everything is start with the hello world. So you can see there's a main.cpp file and it's just printing hello world. So hello you guys. So let's start. So you can see that let's start with the line number 1. So there's CMake minimum required. As you can see that it's clearly visible if that it's a version number, that which minimum, like your application support feature, we can say that your application support minimum CMake version of 3.21 or something like that. For example, if you set up your project that your minimum version is 3.21. So for example, if someone having a latest version of CMake, then oh sorry, the old version of CMake, then he or she cannot build your project because you have just set it up that the minimum version is C 3.21, which is the latest one. So I think we should always we can say little bit support to the older version of CMake. So uh, the people who are using older version can also build your project and use it. So this is the CMake minimum required version. Then is the project name. You can name anything in it. You can name ABCD, anything, any name you want to type in. This is just the project name. The name, like we can say your executable file will be, we can we can say like it's just taking this name to this executable file, that with that this name will generate the executable file. You can change this and you can change the project name as well. Like your project name is, for example, ABC, like we can say Ahmed, and for example your CMake source, your executable name is something like something else. We will be jumping in about the like we can say uh, about more features with the executable things, but right now we can just say simple. For example, I can name that as amazing people. So it's amazing people. So, and how this add executable thing is working, add executable thing is working like the main.cpp. So I missed something, which is like set thing. What is the set thing is doing? So uh, the people who have used like Visual Studio and other IDE for the development, so they go in the project solution properties and set the CMake C++ standard. So this is the CMake standard. You are setting it here. Like we are using 14. You can also set C language set, we can say C language standard as well. Like we can use CMake C, and you can set standard, and you can, I think so, we can say 98, for example, C98. So we can set it this as well. So set is something like to set the properties of your project. Simple. And then there is an executable statement is here, and we can say we can uh, uh, say that these are the functions. You are calling the functions of CMake in a txt file. Like set is the function, and the CMake that C standard 98 are the arguments which are sending to the function, and they are creating like a source file for us. So it's simple. So add executable is just generate your executable file. You need to link every CPP file here. You need to link with your executable. So if we just reload it, so we can see that uh, here is the project, here's the project is, like here's the source file is. So if you just click the build option, it will start building it for you, and you can see the executable is generated as amazingpeople.exe. Okay, so for example, if you don't have an IDE, like you are not using IDE like Visual Studio or uh, JetBrains C-Line, so is there any way to build this project using command line? Yes, we have the option to build using a command line. Let's go in the source directory. We can go from here. Yeah, we can. We can say bum, 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 bum. Let's go to the desktop. Okay, so here is the project we have created, CMake source for us, right? So here is the main file, here is the CMakeList.txt file, and here is the CMake-build-debug, and here is the IDE idea.files, which is generated by the JetBrains IDE. So if you just open CMD here, you need to install CMake, and if you type just CMake, your uh, computer understand the CMake because it's already added into the environment variables. So you just type CMake. Okay, you, for example, you are in the source file right now, so where the build will generate, if you see this CMake-build-debug, this is the folder which is generated by the C-line IDE. So if we just delete this folder, we we have nothing, like we have nothing here. So first of all, we will create a directory in which we will generate our build files like executables and everything. So we are just creating a build, mkdir build. So you can see the build directory has been generated. So let's go into that build directory, and you just need to write CMake, and you just need to type dot dot, will be which will be navigating. If you don't type this dot dot, then it will try to find your CMakeList.txt. Dot dot means it's finding in the previous directory and generate the build files in your current directory. If I type this, it will checking like Visual Studio 2017 or something like that. It's doing like this. Maybe it will build, maybe it will not. I don't know. I have to compile everything in the for the Visual Studio or not. Oh, I have everything. So perfect. So the files have been generated. The thing I have been talking about previously, that if you see that it's just generated the solution file of the Visual Studio as well. So now you can see, if you are building a project in CMake and you just use this thing and you try to build your project, so you can just go into the Visual Studio and try to build it from there. It will build, and you can run your project and work in the Visual Studio as well. So we are now figuring out the command line thing. So we will be doing, now we need to build. It's just generated the cache and just the project file. It doesn't, we it's not built yet. So we need to build it. So what's the build command is? So simple. You will be writing CMake again. You're writing like this, build, and then you are just pressing dot. Dot means look into the current directory, look the CMake cache, and just generate our build. So if you press this, now it's generating the build. And if you see there is an yep. you can see here is the amazing people.exe. If you just run this, you will find it's taking time. Oh, so it's running, like it goes very fast. So hello world, so it's running, so it's quite easy to build the write the source file, and how to create how to write lines in the source file, and how to use it from the IDE, and how to use it from the CMD as well. You guys enjoyed the video, and now you get to know about how the source file of CMake works. So thank you all. Please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you guys.